expecting impact, and he got.
Oh, look out! A shot right back at Cobb off his head, and the.
There ain't no handshake. There ain't no handshake.
Hey man,
no,
we're gonna humble. I don't roll with that shit. Same way we humble Loma.
There ain't no
Same way we humble Loma.
I'm dead ass serious though. They're lying to you. They're lying to you.
You ain't gonna shake your hand 'cause you're gonna be in the hospital, bro.
They're lying to you.
It's the Chin Checkers podcast, all about the fight game with Mr. Get That Work and Hawk Von Dame.
All right, man. What's good, everyone? I'm Hawk Von Dame. That's my brother, Mr. Get That Work, and we back with another episode of the Chin Checkers.
Yeah,
Woo!
I like the energy,
good, man. Oh shit,
I'm good. I like the energy already, man.
what did you think, man? What did you think?
Oh, so we just going straight to it.
Straight into the main event, man. I didn't watch any of the UFC or what's the other shit you talked about?
Triad combat.
Yeah. That was a waste of time, but no disrespect to the people.
Don't disrespect the triangle ring. It's a triangle ring. You see what they're trying to do?
It's a triangle ring. No way. Oh, Jesus. I know I didn't see that. Oh my God.
But to get back to what you were saying.
That's the worst idea ever. Why did you
guess
the
not.
idea of AEW the wrestling thing where they have like an octagon out of ropes? Why they didn't do that? Man.
Triad, man. The triangle is the strongest shape.
All right, I'm gonna try not to spend any more time on this subject. Let's go into something else, man. What did you think of the main event, bro?
I thought it was good, man. I was one of the few that said that this guy is not a pushover. I said that he's not a pushover. He's gonna be a tough competitor. I didn't expect him to win, but I didn't expect him to get blown out. Everybody thought he was gonna get blown out 1, 2, maybe 3 rounds, and I was just like, no, that's not happening. And we saw what happened. I feel the right guy won. I feel it was a close decision. I felt it was a close decision, but I felt the right guy won.
I didn't mind the scoring. I had it a draw, but again, I'm also a Teo fan. I will say this about the scoring: the rounds he won were convincing. It wasn't close. The rounds that I gave the Teo, I could see how someone would give them to Kambosos. So I agree with all the scores, whether it was not. I really didn't have Teo winning. I could see a draw. But I could also see the 15-12 scorecards that they had. And there was a few things that I noticed in the fight, and I'm wondering if you noticed them too. Teo looked gassed very early. It was like, I want to say like 4th round, 5th round, it just looked like he looked gassed, like sluggish in a way. Another thing was he was getting hit with every counter looping punch. He just left his head straight in the air for this guy to counter and hit him. Right. Now I'm wondering, did you see it? And if you did, do you think that it was the long layoff? Or do you think that he may be just a flawed fighter like that?
Well, to put in perspective, I'm going to say right before the fight, maybe a day before, Teo said that he had an injury. Just before the fight started.
Hold on, he said he had an injury?
Yeah.
Was it an ab injury from letting that big bodybuilder, the world's strongest man, duff him in the stomach? Was it that?
Yeah,
the shit I've ever seen.
I didn't really go into it, but I seen that. Also, just before the fight, I think Chris Algieri was talking, and he had said sometimes training too much could go against you. It could work against your favor. Sometimes it's not good to overtrain. Now, I'm going to say I don't think he overtrained. I don't even think he looked gassed. I felt that, I know my head is fucked up, man, and it's going to stay like that. Yeah, I feel like put it. You know what, man? Just
Yeah.
is that better, man? Is that better? I feel like slumping down, man.
Nah, man, it's the whole blurry of the background. It was covering your head, so all that was showing was your face. Everything else was blurred.
Yeah, I seen that. I was trying to concentrate, and I was just like, I guess it's just gonna stay like that.
Yo,
But you know, anyway, thank you for looking out. Appreciate that.
yo,
We gonna keep that in there. That's how we rocking. But nah. Anyway, Tio, he didn't look gas to me. It looked like the movement of Kambosos was just very just throw him off. It was something that he's probably not used to. And I don't think overtraining, I don't think the injury, I don't think him being gassed, he didn't seem gassed to me. I don't think that had nothing to do with it. I feel like Kambosos' movement is really what threw him off. Right.
I didn't really do enough research to look in Kambosos, see how well he was going into this fight. But when he dropped Lopez, that first round, I was like, good thing he don't have Kenny Porter in his corner, because it would have been over. They would have stopped it after the first round.
This is where we at with it, and I had to make that decision.
But I couldn't hear the fight. My audio was messed up, so I just watched the whole fight with no volume, and occasionally was looking at Twitter. But while I'm watching the fight, I'm like, I'm wondering what is going on with his corner. What is the sense of urgency? What advice are they giving him? Because I couldn't hear it. I'm wondering how good of a job is his dad doing? Because I didn't get to hear it. Did you hear any of the advice coming from his corner?
Yeah, it was really that. It really wasn't any urgency. They look comfortable. Well, he looked like the senior. He looked like he was comfortable. He looked like he thought everything was fine. And I don't see how every round your son is coming back with his face busted up more and more. So I didn't sense any real urgency. Even when it got to the last two rounds, 11 and 12, maybe he went out there and told him something, but I don't think he was like, yo, we need to hurt him or stop him. Something significant. I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all.
I didn't get to hear anything, but just watching, the body language looked like Kambosos was the champion. Kambosos was totally in control the whole fight and wanted to be great. And I thought the moment that Lopez lost the fight was when he got dropped and he didn't go after him. That moment where he dropped Kambosos, that was his moment to be great. Not all great fighters are going to have great performances, and at times they're going to be in fights where it don't look like they're going to win. Things aren't going right. That was his moment right there to empty the tape. It was his chance to go out there and be great, but he didn't. He let the moment slide, and Kambosos continued to do what he did and went on to win the decision. But that moment right there, that was his chance to go out there and be great. Knock out Kambosos when nothing's going right, you're not feeling great, you're injured. That was his moment, and he kind of let it slide. I'm not saying he can't be great going forward, or he's not great, but he wasn't great in that moment.
Yeah, man. Just to elaborate on that, I think he punched himself out.
In that round?
Yeah.
He dropped him?
Yeah, I think he punched himself out. I don't think he had the energy. I think he was extremely discouraged. He looked discouraged early in the fight. Yeah. Maybe in the middle rounds, he looked very discouraged. The face and the eyes say it all.
Yeah.
So he looked a little surprised, when first he was embarrassed initially when he got knocked down. Then when it went further than 3 or 4 rounds, then he's just like, all right, I'm in a fight. I think in the middle of that fight, that's where he felt discouraged, like, this dude he's beating me.
Yeah.
He's beating me.
That's where I'm wondering, what did his dad tell him? Because if I'm in his corner, you're supposed to yell at him, you got to finish this guy. I I don't know what was said. Again, I didn't have the volume. You were supposed to make sure that he goes for that kill when he drops him. And not only that, if you ain't going to finish him that round, you better come out guns blazing the next round.
Right.
Like you said, it was no sense of urgency. I was disappointed. I'm a huge Lopez fan. After the fight, he came out and said that he won.
Yo. You got, hey, hell of a fighter, but I won tonight, man. And everybody know that. The referee raised my hand. I won tonight.
I think,
it wasn't as bad as Adrian Broner, but it was still bad.
To fight. I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him.
It was. I got that same feeling when he said it. I was like,
yeah.
The crowd agreed.
Well, and that's one of the things the crowd will tell you.
Oh yeah,
the crowd will tell you because we're in your hometown. I'm a New York boy. You're a New York boy. We're all New York guys here. And when you first came out before the fight, when you was coming out, we're cheering for you. After that fight, and after you said what you said, they're booing you.
Yeah,
you didn't win that fight, brother. It was a good fight. It was competitive. You should have kept them down when you got them down in the 10th round. You should have went for broke. But once it went to the decision, like you said, man, it was a wrap from there.
Once I saw he lost, it hit me. This is why I always say this. You gotta have the mega fights. Stop bullshitting and picking and choosing, because at this level, sometimes you may get in there, you may be injured, things happen. You may get clipped, like with Joshua and Andy Ruiz. Little things happen. This is professional boxing. Get in there with the head guys, the main top tier dudes, and make these fights happen. So at least you get a mega fight, and even if you lose, the risk was worth the reward because you went after the best. That fight should have been Lopez, Haney, Tank, Garcia, any which way one of those guys. That's how this fight should have played out. Lopez after said that this does nothing for him, that the loss does nothing. He waited too long to move up, which was probably why he looked sluggish moving around. But he said that he's going to go up to 140, take on another fight, and then go after Josh Taylor. How do you feel about that?
I don't see now how he gets that Josh Taylor fight, because what are you now bringing to the table that Josh Taylor would want to risk fighting you? You was a champion. You claim to be undisputed because the belts that you had, but now you don't have those belts. Why would Josh fight you now? Your stock is a little lower when you lost, but like you said, it's because of who you lost to. If you was to fight Haney, it would have looked like elite versus elite. So if you would have lost, it would have looked okay. But now, because you lost to Kambosos, it just looks like an upset. And now it looks like, Haney might would have beat you. So with that being said, I feel like he needs to try and get some get back to redeem his name. Maybe he needed a loss like this to humble him somewhat, but I think he needs to get some get back. That's what I would encourage him to do. I don't see how he makes that fight with Josh Taylor. If I was Josh Taylor, I wouldn't take the fight.
After seeing that fight, though, I don't know. I think Josh beats him too, man. Josh got pretty good movement. I found it funny after the fight. Ryan Garcia came out and said, my return fight, I'll fight Kambosos. The nerve of this fucking guy. What the fuck?
That's my man, son. That's my man, son.
Yo, you're making wild TikTok videos and then just popping up like, I want to fight. Like, what? No. You got to get in the ring and prove stuff, man. You can't just show up to the party like, I want in. Nah, it don't work that way, man. I get a little annoyed when people talk after a performance. People were downplaying Haney after Haney got rocked with Lenoris.
Right.
Now it's a little bit the same thing with Lopez. Why don't y'all stop tweeting about it and be the guy doing it? How about that? And I've also had people hit me up and, oh, this person's avoiding this person. You don't know. Unless you were there and you have vital information where you spoke to both promoters, I don't want to hear what you think, because it's usually a fan taking the side of whatever fighter they like, you know.
Right.
Yeah, but your boy Garcia, boy.
That's my man's right there. Not gonna disrespect Garcia. But it's funny that he said that, because Kambosos already stated that he wants to actually unify with Haney. He said that a while back, where I think Haney was trying to pressure Lopez into a fight, and Kambosos actually contacted Haney and said, yo, he's not going to fight you, but when I beat him and I had the belts, then we can unify him for real undisputed. So if, you know, Kambosos is a man of his word, Haney would be the next fight, and that would be an awesome fight.
Like I said, man, I wasn't a Haney fan. He slowly started winning me over, and not gonna lie, I swap him out now for Lopez. Even before this fight, even before the loss, I got Haney number 1, Lopez number 2. And just because you do lose, you don't. It's the way you lose,
right?
So I would have to see another fight by Lopez. Maybe that layoff, the way everything played a significant role in what happened.
Well, because of that just happened, and they like to call these guys the 4 kings in that division. Before we get off this topic, right now, for me, number 1 would be Tank. 2 would be Haney. Number 3 would be Ryan, and number 4 would be Lopez, just because he took the loss. Right now, Tank for me is number 1, because he never showed any chink in his armor as of yet. Very rarely. I mean, he probably got a little shaken up maybe one time in the last fight and was very brief, but he's never shown anything that was that significant. He has a great resume right now. He has a great knockout ratio. So that's why I give Tank number 1 right now over Haney.
Well, we agree to disagree.
Yeah.
So what's next?
We also had Fulton and Figueroa. And again, like I said, the crowd will tell you, I thought Figueroa won the fight. They gave it to Fulton. It was a close fight. And basically it was, do you like constant pressure or do you like clean punches? That was basically the story of the fight. I felt like the constant pressure was more than the clean punching from Fulton. And I gave the fight to Figueroa, but the judges saw it another way.
Yeah. I feel like they need to stop putting these fights on so late, because I'm not as young as I used to, and I went to bed, so I have no comment for the situation. I was knocked out, man. Yeah, I ain't watched that one, man. I'll talk about that a little later and watch some videos and tweet about it. But
yeah,
I was out, man. Next week, man, we got Haney versus JoJo. Which way you going, man?
I'm definitely going with Haney. I think Haney is going to stop him, actually. I think Haney might stop him.
Did you notice Javante's fighting that weekend, too? They have him on a Sunday?
Yes, which I'm not sure if I'll be able to watch that, because I don't know who fights on the Sunday.
Yo, I didn't notice it till right now. I'm looking it up. Why don't they just push it to Friday? And I hate when UFC competes with boxing, because you can't watch both. I don't know how anyone could analyze 2 fights. Most of the time you watch it when someone else gets knocked out and you end up watching everything. So I hate this, man. But I can't wait to see what Haney does against JoJo, man. I'm thinking after that last performance and what's going on with Lopez, he's really going to want to show out. I'm going late stoppage, 11th round TKO.
Yeah, I'm not going to call it around, but I think Haney is going to stop him.
Yes, that's it. Anything else?
Nah, man. Nothing I can really think of. Like again, shout out to all the fighters, all the boxers, all the MMA guys. You know, sometimes we sit here and make jokes, but you know, we know it's a serious thing when you strap up and you get inside that ring, no matter if it's a square or an octagon or a triangle. You know, a ring is a ring, is a ring. So
yeah.
yeah. Shout out to y'all, man. And also, I guess shout out to, you know, the followers, everybody who follows us, our subscribers, you know, you leave a comment, you know, things like that, man. We appreciate that, man. And we notice that, and we try to put out more stuff for y'all.
Yeah, man. Well said, bro. All right, everyone. Holla at y'all later. Later, Playboy.
Yeah.